What's good, YouTube? This is IQ Domino coming back at y'all with another motherfucker bang of a video. Now today we're gonna be going over feminists made women lonely and miserable. What y'all think, man? Leave a comment down below on what y'all think about that. Do y'all think this shit true? Because honestly, I think partially, but not for the majority.
Women to get jobs. Why? Why did we do that? I am so tired. I want to just put my feet up. Like, I am, oh my god.
So women are
She's like she fake
not
crying.
okay. And now obviously I know there are women out there who are happy and thriving. I like to consider myself one of them. Those women are my friends, but by and large, the women who are following the mainstream media's advice on how to live life and who are embracing feminism and I guess general pop culture, those women, they are not okay. It's a disturbing trend I've been noticing recently, an increasing number of women who are essentially having breakdowns online because they're just unhappy with their lives. Like the woman we just saw a clip of crying over the fact that, women actually have to have jobs now. And I mean, I will say this, I think this woman is operating under a bit of misconception that there was a point in time where women never had jobs. I mean, even in the past, women did work. I mean, just because a woman didn't have a job outside of the home, that doesn't mean that she wasn't working. In fact, women had a long list of chores historically and traditionally that they've been responsible for, whether that be cooking, cleaning, child rearing, gardening, you name it. And I mean, top of that, also the idea of a woman working outside of the home, that's, despite how we like to oversimplify things on the internet, that's not even something that like just started in the 50s and 60s. I mean, you look back in the 1800s, I mean, governesses were a thing, wet nurses were a thing. Those were jobs that women occupied that were not serving their families directly. But I mean, that stuff aside, because that's a conversation for another time, this is a woman here who is not happy, who is not fulfilled, trying to live out the girl boss feminist fantasy, because it's kind of not acceptable nowadays to be a woman and say, hey, hang on a second, maybe I don't want some big powerful job, maybe I just want to, I don't know, spend more time at home, or maybe dedicate myself to taking care of my family and serving them rather than a corporation. Like, that is not an okay thing to say if you are a woman and simultaneously want to be seen as strong and empowered. Even though
Why? 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 Like, why? You don't think a woman that's in a relationship and like got an actual relationship with her family, had a strong family, got a lot of kids, you don't think she's seen as strong? But I got a lot of women that literally will want that life. But the whole point is this though. If you are a woman that is strong and you want certain things out of life, it doesn't make you, the perception isn't your reality. You know what I'm saying? You can be a strong woman without needing all that. Trust me. They got women that are like high in a high place and they come off very, very strong. But the reality is that they are very, very insecure. And that's why they come off so fucking strong, because they're very fucking insecure. So the reality of it is like, you gotta really look at the fact that a woman that has, a family, has a husband, actually, puts into her family, if she's not insecure and she has really strong identity of herself, how I view it, what makes her not strong? Because I've dealt with the women that are, that were in the big spot, or women that get seen as like the big boss, or the doctor, the lawyer. Seen it, done it. Those women are really fucking insecure, and they really like to like push up a facade of being strong because they trying to hide this insecurity. But like motherfucker like me, I'm really listening to you. So I can hear what the fact that you're insecure. And that's the reason why I know how to connect with you. Because I see how I can hear how insecure you are. But the reality of it is that shit don't make you strong just because you have the image of a strong, a strong place. Because you have the naysay, the hearsay that you are a fucking strong woman. The reality of it is that when you going home by yourself and you look in the mirror, how do you really look at yourself? And of course, you can lie to yourself. You get so used to lying to yourself that you believe a lie. But in the reality of it is, if it's not the real, then that is your reality ain't really real. Your identity that you have. But I have so many women that I meet that's going through this shit, like identity crisis, where they just feel so lonely and they feel miserable, but they have like a strong identity, and they have a strong sense of identity from other people. But when they look in the mirror of themselves, it's like I be having to remind them to really look in the mirror of themselves, because they don't see it. And then it's like when I get them to see it and I let them see what I see and the way I see things, the way I look at life, the way I look at things, and they look at themselves and they come back to me, then we start really, we start talking, we start vibing, we start flirting. I'm starting, she's starting to flirt with me. She's starting to get out her shell more than she ever had before. And I hear this a lot. It is because she's a woman that has never really felt seen. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really be honest. You gotta be honest. Like, I want y'all to really understand that y'all have to really be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's really fucking up society. You know what I'm saying? People not honest no more. They rather have the identity of something, but not have the realness of it inside of them. It's just what's wrong.
It might be easy to shrug off one woman crying about how miserable she is in the modern era. It's a little bit harder to do when we're seeing video after video of woman after woman crying over how despondent they are, thanks to, let's face it, feminism.
What kind of world do we live in where a normal, regular girl cannot find
These women make their own fucking choices, bro.
just a regular guy out here to date? Because these guys don't want a real woman. They want a fantasy. They want to live in this fake fantasy world. They would rather jack off to some screen, to some robot, rather than actually deal with a real human being and what comes with that. You know why? Because it's easier. And I am done.
I mentioned this in my Twitter post response.
The reality of it is not that they got. All right, number one, I kind of agree that guys don't deal with women in society today. That is true. That is true. There are a lot of guys in society today that don't deal with women. Right. It's true. But the reality of it is, when it comes down to this kind of woman, when you hear how she talking, you hear how she crying, you hear how she doing all that, she is not feeling seen, bro. She does not feel seen, bro. She does not feel seen. She doesn't feel wanted. She doesn't feel desired. She doesn't feel, needed. She doesn't feel anything when it comes down to, whoever she fucking with. She fucking with somebody. She just don't feel like she getting that from those guys. So even if she not, because some women actually not dealing with people. They just run into a lot of fucking weirdos, and they never run into a dude that's actually got something. They never run into him. You know what I'm saying? They never run into the dude that got something. They got something about himself. A certain feeling about himself. So when you run into these women, you be honest with them. You let them know what you think, what you going on, how you looking at them, how you view them, what you like in relationships, and when they doing it, let her know what you liking it. Bro, she gonna do whatever you want in a way. At the end of the day, because you doing what she want. It's a meet and meet. This is what people be getting it fucked up, and that's why the game's so fucked up now for a lot of losers. They be stuck and lost in the sauce of trying to like put up a facade, because that's what women do. But reality of it is that you supposed to make a woman feel better about herself, and a woman's supposed to make your life easier. You supposed to really be her world. You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to do whatever it takes to make you feel good. You're supposed to do whatever it takes to make her feel good. It's supposed to be an even playing field. But at the end of the day, you leading, you taking shit on, you don't get it fucked up. You still making the decisions. And she will follow you in making the decisions. Trust me. If she really for you. If she not for you, then she ain't gonna follow you. But if she following you, and you taking the lead, and she following you throughout the whole relationship, throughout every date, through the whole adventure of figuring out who your both of y'all is, and you just leading it all the way, she's going to fuck with you, because there's so many dudes that don't do that. Even if she ain't for you, she gonna fuck with you off the simple fact that And some of them are like you might not even fuck with, and she gonna fuck with you, just off the simple fact that she has never ran into a nigga that does that. So and this is why they're so lonely, because they got so many dudes who not doing this shit. They not making the woman feel like a woman. She's supposed to be like, she look like, you know how they got a lot of women, y'all be like, oh my god, she a bitch, she making him, she changing him, and she making him do this and do that, and he don't want to do it, and that. That's what we really supposed to be doing to them. I'm not even trying to sugarcoat it. They supposed to want to do it. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be even playing field. But it's kind of like they supposed to be going along with us. We not supposed to be going along with them. They supposed to be going along with us. But it's like the game fucked up now, right? Y'all don't realize how to do it. Y'all don't know how to connect with a woman. Like, a lot of dudes don't know how to connect with women. A lot of dudes don't know how to connect. Bro, if y'all really have friends, and y'all want y'all friends to really be honest with y'all, sit right there and ask them, what's your game? How do you get women? How you get them? Be honest. You will find out 99%, like, not 99, by like 80% of dudes that's just around you. Now my friends, some of my friends, some of them is kind of like squared out though. But most of my friends, they got some type of game, some type of thing going on. But even some of them, 80% of dudes, if I randomly meet them, say how you get women, they're not going to get past the phase of just approaching a woman. Like, they're not gonna tell you past that. They not gonna go into detail past the approach. Most of them ain't, because that's all they think about is the fucking approach. But really and truly, the way I see it, I'm just offering you a chance to get to know me. If I offer you a chance to get to know me, you know what I'm saying? It's playing out. If I find you sexy, I find you looking good, I'm letting you know, like, listen, that's not everything for me. I want to get to know you. I want to see what's going on. I want you to get to know me so you can finally, meet, the best thing that you probably ever met in your life. And then they be like, I don't know. I don't know. I never really get no's. I got a boyfriend. I always get that. And I be like, half of that time when I get that, I still hit them with that. Well, you take my number down just in case. You never know. They go for that. They go for that, and they still text. And some of them don't even be having boyfriends. Some of them they just say that because they so conditioned to saying that. So it's like you really can't seek the validation from the women in no shape or form. Like you shouldn't want no validation from a woman. No shit. You should be giving her all the validation. All of it. Not for free. Not for free. She has to earn it. But you have to put her in position to earn it. Don't think she's just gonna do everything for you, just off of first fucking meet. It's like you have to put her in position to earn it. Most motherfuckers, they not doing it. They look at her and they be like, oh, she beautiful, she fine. What else is it to her? And y'all ask her a fucking 1,000 questions and y'all forget to show her you. She gotta fuck with you too. It gotta be mutual. And this is why most of these women lonely and they miserable, because they run into a lot of fucking weird dudes today. In my eyes. Because honestly, bro. Honestly, a lot of these women that be by themselves lonely, they still be folding. Even the women that are like big, quote unquote, alpha women, they will fold for you. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really go for those. Because most of them don't want kids. A lot of them don't want kids, or they don't want a lot of kids. I want a lot of kids. So that's kind of like out of the box for me in a big way. But even them, they be like, I give you like 4, 5. I want a lot of kids. I want like 6, 10. I want a lot of kids. But they be like, I give you 4. Even they be like 2 when they first start talking to me. They be like, I give you like 4, maybe. They be like debating because they just be like, you worry like they see it. They see the worth. They see that it's worth doing. But if you don't show them yourself, they're not going to do anything for you, bro. Because especially if you a friendly nigga, you just trying to figure out everything about her. If you a nigga that's lying, you telling her some shit, but she gonna figure out, start reading between the lines that you're lying. Eventually, dog. And cause y'all relationship ain't even built on a strong foundation. Then you got the niggas who just pedestalize them and give her everything just off of her being pretty. Fuck, that's the fucking culprit of all this shit. That's the culprit for all this shit. The motherfuckers who just willing to give money, women shit, just off them being, that's the fucking culprit. Because some women don't even know no better, they play into it. Some women, they just take advantage, and that starts to become the fucking majority. Like, so that's starting to become the majority of like the idea for these fucking guys, not the women, the guys. Like, dudes be marrying hoes and gold diggers. That's what they be fucking up. It's like, I know I probably spent so much time talking in this video, but it's like, if you really dissect all of this shit, it's hard not to point at men. It's hard not to point at men. It's hard not to. You gotta keep in mind, bro, these women have a chance to go to different places in social media to boost that side of themselves, which is their ego. So why the fuck would they want to be around a guy that's gonna boost their ego in the back of their mind, and in their reality of what they seeing every day, they know they ain't shit. You making them feel like they something, and they know they ain't shit. And a motherfucker like me come along, just off me talking to them, they ready to fold, because I'm the first one that's telling them like, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah, you ain't have to do that though. I'm the only nigga that she probably ever had that's actually telling her this kind of shit. Or telling her my stories, or telling her my experiences, or my thought processes that I had to overcome. Y'all don't have that. Y'all don't do that. So because y'all don't do that, y'all get viewed as another nigga, an average guy, a lame guy, a vanilla guy. Like, this is the shit I be hearing from women. That's quote unquote lonely they be feeling lonely. They be having dudes and they be like, I just felt so lonely and distant from myself, and I just felt like nobody likes me because they're just so jealous of me, and like their guy wants me. It's like, bruh, like, they whole idea of reality is built for them to be alone. Still self-destructive. You're supposed to come along and lead them into a positive direction. But if you're not that guy,
response to that video, that woman is young and good looking. By all accounts, she should be able to find a boyfriend. And if she's having as much trouble as it appears she is, then...
And that is another thing. Her being pretty ain't everything. But it don't change the fact that she is pretty. It don't change the fact. You have to be actually a wife quality, bro.
Unfortunately, it probably means she has some self-reflection to do. I mean, she's wearing a narcissism shirt. I don't know if that is related to it. Essentially, I'm betting that her relationship problems aren't so much the fault of men and have more to do with some lifestyle or life choices that she is making. But hey, you know what? Even if this woman is right and the problem is that men would just rather watch pornography instead of having an actual girlfriend, then yes, that is the fault of feminism. Of course, not all feminists are sex.
It's not feminism, bro. These niggas are fucking losers. They're losers, bro. They got so many. This is my thing, niggas. You know, this will be blowing my mind about niggas who just, well, people, guys, that be on social media saying they don't watch porn, they don't do all this and or they say some shit like they gotta get a high quality woman just to they can't even fuck a low quality, you know, a woman that just wanna fuck. They can't even. They too good to fuck a woman like that. Niggas that say that, right? They eventually watch porn. They eventually masturbate. Eventually. You see what I'm saying? They eventually masturbate. So if you got a girl that just literally just wants to suck your dick, who am I not to let her suck my dick? This the same guy who masturbates and watch porn, and I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm not finna let her suck my dick. What? I'm finna let her eat this motherfucker. She wants to fuck. She literally sending me text messages in the middle of the day saying what she want to do to me. Who am I to not be like, 9 o'clock, I'm free, I'll be at home. Who am I not to do that? Who am I not to do that? Y'all niggas got the game fucked up. And this is why y'all bitches be getting taken. Cause y'all move like women. Like,
positive feminists, i.e. feminists who support sex work as real work and pornography and all that, but a huge cornerstone of the feminist movement was the sexual revolution. And you would not have pornography being the huge industry it is today, and all of these different women being totally fine promoting OnlyFans if it weren't for the sexual revolution, which is, yes, a feminist problem. So I'm sorry, Missy, but if you are unhappy and alone because men would rather spend their time with a woman through the screen than actually interact with you in person, then you kind of need to blame feminists. I know it probably sounds like I'm...
Blame yourself, ladies. Blame yourself. Blame yourself. I ain't gonna let that shit slide. If y'all want relationships, blame yourself, baby girl. I'm telling y'all, bro. Like y'all, that's what's wrong with people, bro. But at the end of the day, it's dudes too. It's dudes too. But ladies, don't get it fucked up. If you don't know how to cook, if you nag all day, if you doing certain things, not every guy is gonna tell you to shut the fuck. I'm gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. But not every guy is gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. Just off of every guy not telling you to shut the fuck up, you gotta make that adjustment. I'm just being honest. Like, dudes, I'm gonna tell you that not every guy gonna tell you to shut up. I'm gonna tell you to shut up. I'm gonna change the topic. I'm gonna tell you, listen. I'll be give you a solution. I'm gonna change the topic. Some guy gonna sit right there, listen to you, and be miserable.
Preaching to the choir at this point with my audience discussing how feminism is destroying modern women, but I keep seeing all of these different posts from these women who are miserable, who are having a hard time, who are breaking down, and their problems are all stemming from feminism, this lifestyle that is being fed to them, that they are to their own detriment pursuing, that I had to make another video about it. Let's talk about how women are not okay, and yes, feminism is to blame. But first, I do want to say a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Patriot Gold. Did you know that a surging national debt like we have right now is bullish for gold? In 2010, our debt was $13 trillion and gold was one has been seen as a way to get your record call name why I should actually a guest and a long-term supporter of this channel. If you want to support the watch, but we say to them, going to Patriot Gold Group is one way you can do that. Now, I know what the feminists who might be watching this are thinking to themselves, Lauren, yeah, sure, you can criticize feminism and no movement is perfect, but we still need feminism today because the truth is that women still are not equal. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a talking point that I hear a lot, but is it true? Do we actually still need feminism today? I mean, I would argue that we never needed feminism. Increasingly, I'm even skeptical that first wave feminism was a net positive for society.
Feminism doesn't work. Doesn't work. If you qualify for the job, if you qualify to do certain things, if you meet the certain criteria, you're going to get the offer. You're worthy of the job. But this is the thing. Guys are always going to push the pendulum of shit. So if we get a certain offer and we think we're worth more, we're going to speak on it. Not all guys do it, but guys who actually are worthy of the position, they do it. Not all women going to do that, so they don't get paid more. They don't get paid more. People like and the reality of it is, most women are not meant for certain positions. Like, and I said most. They got some women who really are cold-hearted, cold, and they really meant to be in some leadership roles. They just cold. They some cold-ass women, but that's not the majority. It's not. Even the women who are leaders are not that cold, where they can just be in like certain, and even cold women get emotional. So it's like, and their philosophy be like a tad bit of emotion in it. They just be cold behind their decision making towards that direction. And even that is like, so it's like my whole point is that most women are not really meant for certain positions, and that's just the reality, that men are meant for more positions when it comes down to the certain things. I think women are better at marketing, managing, shit like that. I really do think that. But if you're trying to tell me that a woman is going to be the best construction worker, it's hard for me to believe that. If you want me to believe that a woman gonna be the best president, it's hard for me to believe that. It's hard for me to believe it. You can say what the fuck you want. It's hard for me to believe it. Very. Very hard for me to believe a woman can be like a actual president, because people going to press the fuck out of her just off of her being there. Just off a man being in a position, he's not gonna get pressed. Just off of him being a certain kind of man. Trump would not get pressed. But Joe Biden, he old, he been kind of he known for letting shit slide. He gonna get pressed. A woman is definitely gonna get pressed. She's definitely gonna get pressed just off of her being a woman. So if a woman be president, it's like it's just what the world is, y'all. Like, you really gotta be built for this shit, and women not really built for this shit. Most women ain't built for that shit. So it's just the reality of it.
Society, but okay, let's talk about today. It seems like a substantial number of the women who are still embracing feminism because of the need for equality don't actually know what feminism is fighting for.
Tired of straight white men having the power and everything, you know, and it's like, we as women of color, as like students at this university, like, we're very much capable of certain things, and we don't have the same privileges that are offered to straight white men.
And I've been hearing that from a lot of the ladies that I've been talking to today. Talk to me about what some of those privileges are that, you know, straight white men have that you don't have. Talk to me about that.
I think I don't really know. Have you ever experienced like a specific instance?
But I also need to go.
I know, I do need to go. I'm sorry.
It seems to me that all feminism does nowadays, aside from convincing women that they should sleep around and abort their own unborn children, which we'll get to in a second, is giving women a victimhood complex, which is not healthy for anybody. I mean, take that woman. She's clearly spent more time lamenting the fact that she doesn't have male privilege than she has actually trying to come up with what privileges she is missing. Oh, but that's just a one-off, Lauren. Those women aren't representative. Young feminists nowadays, they understand what the fight for gender equality is about. Do they, though? Do they really?
Do you think feminism has gone too far?
I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, I don't. Next question.
Yep.
Never.
No.
That's a loaded question, but ultimately, no.
So in what ways are women still fighting for equality?
They're all crushed. They're all trying to get crushed.
Every single way possible. Oh my God. I work all the time. Like, I know my like old manager got paid less than one of the other guys.
People just don't want to talk to women.
Especially in
their specialty. They're like, can I talk to a man? And they're like, no.
These women can't even articulate what feminism should be fighting for, yet they simultaneously think we don't have enough of it. It's a cult. It honestly is a cult at this point, and it's so frustrating because feminism has essentially become our religion for a lot of these young Gen Z college grads especially. They're so blindly committed to the idea that feminism is good and anything in the name of progress must be positive that they don't even realize how miserable their own lives are as a result of what feminism is pushing, which brings us to the sexual revolution. The sexual revolution, if you ask me, is largely due to the societal rot that we are seeing. You know, the breakdown of the family, exploding numbers of children being raised without fathers in single-parent homes, more likely to be in poverty. All of that can trace its roots back to feminism. So that is bad for our culture and our nations just as a whole. But even more specific than that, if we want to talk about what is good for women, because that's what feminism is supposed to be, then arguably the sexual revolution has been an absolute disaster for women. Because guess what? All of the restraints that were put around sex in the olden days, where most people were waiting until marriage, despite what feminists like to say, that wasn't for the benefit of men. Do you think men actually...
If you like this video, leave a like down below. And if you like this type of content, subscribe.
Actually came up with a system where they had to marry a woman before they would sleep with her? No, absolutely not. In fact, one of the more sneaky moves of the patriarchy, I've got to say, was convincing women that in order to rebel against men, they should sleep with men. But it's like the standard of femininity. The ultimate form of a woman used to be someone who was a wife and who was a mother and who thrived in those roles. And yeah, could do other things as well, but those roles really encapsulated what it meant to be a woman. Whereas nowadays, feminists degrade and deride women who choose to get married and who choose to be mothers, and instead they promote behavior like this.
Who choose to actually be loved.
Producers, if you struggle finding sounds and samples that work for you, then you have to check out.
And it's like, is
Any
this
woman that choose to get used and abused?
this?
Any woman that choose to get used and abused? Any woman that choose to get loved? They ain't worth shit. Why would any woman that want to get love listen to those women? Because they friends that's cool with them be doing it. That's the only way I can look at it. Now, at the end of the day, these are all women that are crushable. If you got a day, you like, I just want to go outside, have fun, turn up, and you get a number, you having a good time, she dancing on you, she feeling you, you fucking with her, shit, she want to suck your dick, let her. Is she white material? Probably not, because she sucked your dick already. It only took a couple hours, few hours, a day, 2 days. I ain't saying that's the end all be all. That's the end all be all. But the reality of it is that when you get to know those kind of women, they really don't be no, in no shape or form, white material. Like, they don't have no qualities of white material. Like, I'm not saying that's the end all be all, that they have sex in a couple hours, a couple days. The end all be all is that if you actually be in a relationship with them, you'll find out real quick that they're hoes. They're meant to be hoes. You gotta like that's when niggas get fucked up. They look at women like this, and they try to be in a relationship with these kind of women. And the reality is that they literally just want to get fucked. And you talking about some shit that she just listening to you because she don't want to tell you to get out or bye. She's just listening to you because you there. You give her a little bit of attention, so she gonna take that. She gonna have sex with you because that's what she wanted to begin with. But don't think she's trying to get in a relationship with you. But it be women like this that be trying to low key act like that they about to change up their whole life, and you know they ain't about to change up their whole life. You know they ain't about to change up their whole life. So it's like, it's all about the women that you choose, guys at least. Women, it's just y'all put yourself in. Y'all don't think long term. Y'all don't think about what kind of guy or a guy when if I can't dance, I can't have fun. No, nigga not saying that. But if you got your whole ass out, you know what I'm saying? In front of countless of dudes, what makes me think that I can't? What makes me think I can't fuck you if I really want to? What process do I have to think in my head that like I can't fuck? Like, I gotta really get to know you. You seem like you're a type of woman I have to get to know. No, I think I can fuck you tonight if I really want to. If I really just sit right here and talk to you for a little bit. If I get your ear, if you just give me your ear for like a couple minutes, I think I can get in there. It's a different kind of mentality. Like, how you present yourself, it says a lot. It says a lot about you. And not even saying that, you having your ass out is crazy. But if you the type motherfucker that got your whole ass out at a party, shaking that motherfucker for the camera, 1, you out of pocket. 2, if I see a woman that's dressed a certain way that's like that, and if I want to fuck, and you fine to me and I want to fuck, that's what I'm going to go for. And if I actually do crush, I'm going to remember the invite that you showed the world. Not saying that's the end all be all, but I'm just saying, like, that's the idea of you. That's the idea I see of you. That's what I get from you. I'm not trying to cuff you. I'm trying to fuck you. I'm trying to fuck you. I'm trying to fuck you. You throwing that motherfucker around. And I'm wearing a condom. Like, that's what they value. They value that. They don't value being a good woman. They value status, money. They don't value being a good woman. But if a woman values being a good woman, it's more likely for me to keep her around, at least. Keep her on a roster. Because I know at the end of the day, she's going to be good to me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a whole different thing. Like, like, certain women focus just be fucked up. But certain niggas be wanting to cuff these hoes. That's what the game really fucked up. Because y'all be wanting to cuff them. Y'all be wanting to... That's the culprit. Niggas be wanting to cuff them. They be wanting to cuff these hoes and bitches. They be wanting to cuff them. I'm just trying to fuck them. If they had a whole bunch of me's, I promise you the world will change. I know y'all looking at, oh, what? I promise you the world will change. I promise you it would. I promise you it would. Because a whole bunch of women would just be getting fucked and used and abused, and they would have to make a life decision. Change. They would have to at least hide it better. At least. These bitches don't be hiding this shit. Niggas be wanting to cuff them. Marry them. Blows my fucking... They be wanting to marry them. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. Crazy. That's the problem. If you ask me.
And it's like, is this what we want, women? Is this what we want to be known for? Is this what empowers us? Is this the way that we show we are equal to men? Because honestly, if this is what feminism is, if this is what equality is, if this is what modernity is, then I don't want it and neither should you. Oh, but whatever makes them happy, right? These women, they're not happy. I mean, at best, they're mindless hedonists who are drunk on physical pleasure. And for the women who aren't just being guided by their NPC lizard brains and who actually have higher thoughts, well, then in some ways, they're even sadder because some of them have moments of self-reflection that they choose to post online, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is the most depressing thing ever. Like this woman here, my teacher accidentally called me by my porn name in class today. It's like, Chica, if you don't want to be called by your porn name in class in front of everybody, drawing attention to the fact that you do porn, then maybe stop putting porn out on the internet for everybody to see. There used to be social safeguards in place for stupid people like...
That's kind of tough. Shit, that bitch getting called her porn name. That's crazy. I mean that nigga probably was
this to prevent them from acting a fool. But unfortunately, we don't have those safeguards anymore. So people like this, like this woman, are now ashamed. And speaking of being ashamed, we also have this clip that I'm sure a lot of you have seen by now.
Why do you think men care about a woman's body count?
Do you? People actually care about that?
Men in general.
If a man is asking my body count, he can get. Who gives a? Oh my god, that's so stupid. People actually ask that?
Yes.
Okay, well then you're talking to the wrong man. If a man is ever asking about your body count, you're talking to the wrong man, and he can get like, that's so stupid.
Okay, so she didn't tell on herself there.
Hey, she got a point. A woman never gonna tell you her real body count. A woman she's never gonna tell you her real body count. There's no point of you asking. You can figure it out. You can figure it out. You can figure it out. Just listen to her. Listen to her. Talk about certain things and listen to how she talk. I promise you'll be able to tell if I promise you. She ain't lying. She got a good point. She got a good point. Only niggas who ask that is niggas who inexperienced. Women lie. They lie. Very lie for their ego. I'm gonna be honest. They be lying for their ego, but the reality is that they lie just for the. They lie for the sake of lying. Just sometimes. It's just you can't. You gotta really question a woman and really talk to a woman and really figure out what she really believes, and you can go off what she believes. You can't go off what she say. You gotta go off what she believes. You gonna know what she believes. All you gotta do is just challenge her, question her, make her a little mad, irritate her, beat her, say something out of pocket but it's true about certain things. Watch how she react. It's certain tactics it's certain things you can do to really get a woman to open up. But you gotta know how to talk to a woman to really be able to do it. You can't just be, saying a bunch of shit. You gotta really be talking to her.
There. But at the same time, she kind of did. Look, I can understand being offended if some random guy came up to you and asked you about your sex life or your romantic life or anything like that, any specifics to you, because that's just frankly not his business. You don't know this guy. What the heck? But that is not what this guy asked. All he asked was a very general question, and the fact that she freaked out, I think, is kind of indicative that she's not only made bad choices in her life, but these are specifically choices that even she, despite the programming, realizes aren't great. Because if there was nothing to feel bad about, why would she be freaking out like this? And that's the thing. I know feminists out there will say that I'm just anti-feminist because I have internalized misogyny, because I'm a sexist, whatever. The fact of the matter is that if I were a sexist, I could still never do as much damage to harm women as feminism itself has done. I mean, rates of antidepressant usage among women are sky high, especially white women.
You can't really 100% blame that shit on a fucking culture or political party or political whatever, stand or whatever. You gotta blame it on the women. Like, people decide on what they decide to put into their heads. At the end of the day, yeah, you can say that because, you know, people gonna put some into their heads. But it's up to people's choices. It's people's choices. So as a man, men that are watching this, take them for who they are. If they hoes, treat them like they hoes, bro. If they bitches, they like to control niggas, they like to run niggas. I ran into a few of them. I be folding them. As long as it be fun folding them. Because they be thinking they be hot shit until, you know. But take her for who she is. If she's a good woman, then take her for being a good woman. But you gotta, end of the day, you gotta know when a woman is for you and a woman not for you. Like that, it really be the dude's fault. Cause niggas be trying, man, it'd be sad, bro. Some women can deal with being alone. Like they can really deal with being miserable for a long time. But some women, if they just keep going through that shit and they be having motherfuckers tell you that you ain't shit, you a slut. Come here and suck this dick. And she suck it. She like, she gonna go home and think about it like, oh my god, I feel so bad about me. She keep doing that with multiple hoes. Is it one, she really is that, or two, she gonna come out of that? But that's not up for guys to think about at all. It's not meant for guys to think about that kind of shit. Women, ladies, y'all gotta just know what you want. If you want to have fun all your life, have fun. If you want to have a family, you want to live with, you know, love people that you know gonna love you for real, even if you ain't shit, they gonna love you. They gonna love you anyway, even though you ain't shit. All the people gonna do that is your family. If you got your own family, I promise you, they gonna love you. They gonna love you regardless.
Liberal women. I mean, things have gotten so bad that it's a meme now for white women to talk about how depressed they are and how they're on so many different medications. I mean, check out this post and all the likes, haha, antidepressant Barbie. It's like, this is not normal. This is not what we as women should be memeing about. This is not what our lives should be. And a lot of people assume that because I criticize like modernity and modern women and feminism, they assume that like I don't like other women. I'm kind of the opposite. I am a girl's girl. All of my friends are women. I want women to thrive. I am so obsessed with femininity and just, I don't know, wife group chats, mom group chats. I live for that stuff. And it is my care for women exactly why I am so fed up with feminism and sick and tired of seeing all of these different young women crying on camera about how terrible their lives are. It's like, well, maybe if everybody...
Baby girl, if you watching this, if you wife material, just be wife material. Don't let them be them. You stressing, you know, you're mad, you upset, your heart beating fast. I understand you probably getting attacked. Fuck them. If you living a good life and if you don't turn on that phone, you don't turn on your camera, and you will be all right. You got good things going on with your family and shit like that. That's your reality. Post your videos, you know, but don't complain about them. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit up here and complain about these bitches. Do some shit for the good women. You know what I'm saying? The same way how I'm making my video, I'm breaking it down for the men who probably don't really got their shit together, who blaming women, who all this. Yeah, nah. I'm making them look at themselves and realize, like, nah, bro, you got a problem. You need to do the same thing. Like, this is what I do. This is how shit should go. This shit is a feminist video, and I'm telling all the guys. I'm pointing at this and saying, this is why they are lonely, guys. You should be pointing at the good women, being like, being at the bad one, being like, this is why these guys run. I ain't really fucking with. They some of these niggas really be bitches. I don't know for the women, but do it in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys are bitches. To be honest, they just don't even know it. They bitches. They don't even know it. They don't want to accept it. They know it, but they don't want to accept it. They bitches though. So yeah.
Is so unhappy. We should start doing things differently instead of just expecting to feel differently because Big Pharma is popping us full of pills. In any case, that's basically all I have to say for now. And if you guys would like to see a video about how men are not okay, let me know down below because obviously I'm not a man. My perspective is going to be a bit different, but I feel like there's a lot to talk about there too as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out so much.
It's a good video. She did a good job with this one, man. Hey man, it's IQ Domino. You leave a like. You like the video, leave a like down below. And if you like this type of content, subscribe because I drop content like this all the time. I'm gonna see y'all when I see you.